Are we rolling? Are we rolling? Yes, clock is ticking. And welcome to Bold Trafford and the theater of dreams where everything can happen. This is Mick Ruby, of course. It's not Bold Trafford what I'm sitting, but it's been a fantastic season under Eric Ten Hag. And of course, we are here kind of to sort of review if you were Eric Ten Hag for one season or for right now, it is for 1 hour. We give you the power to choose who to keep, who to sell, who to bench, who to give another second chance, and plenty, plenty, plenty more. But before we go on, we have reached 11,200 subscribers, and the latest subscriber just came today, and he has a special message for you. Goes like this.
Hello and welcome to Mufc Realist TV. I'm a member of this channel, but you should subscribe or in this show, we're gonna look a cow in the ass. Let's go.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
Okay, hey. Okay, guys, welcome to MUFC Realist TV, of course. What should we call Bold Realist TV today? I have special guest here, and today we all called, 10 Standish and 10 Jarvis, and I'm 10 Ruby. And we are missing one final piece of the 10, 3 plus 3. Actually, where are we? No, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, we're missing one more. He's warming up. He's in the back room somewhere, and that's 10 Stu. Welcome, guys. How are you doing? Phil, long time no seen. Where have you been? Where have you been hiding?
Life has took over me, unfortunately. I've been very, very busy. I've really missed the show. I've missed doing podcasts. As you know, I've just been keeping in contact with you behind the scenes sort of thing. Can't wait. It's great to see so many people online already. It's a great start. Can't wait for the show tonight.
100%. We're so happy to see you, Phil.
Thanks for having me.
And to honor, like you have Bold Ten Hag just in front of you, begging for your answers. Like, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. So, Phil, you're going to be the moderator today. You have a special task. People in the VR room, let me explain how this will work, people. You are the most important here because when we come down to the rating and voting, you have the power to override us. Definitely, you will have the power to override us. And we will get to that, how it will work. But without further ado, I have my brother from another mother from Scandinavia, all the way from Tromsø, Norway. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Norge. Hvordan går det?
How are you? How are you, everybody? This is the Rashford mentality finger.
Guys, if you're still watching that Inter Spaghetti Sopa, we're talking about the... Hey, stop. Hey. I have some Mafia Siciliano here trying to shut me up. So if you're still watching that Milano derby, get off. It's 0-2. That's spaghetti. It's going to be pasta or gnocchi. You know what I mean? Yes. So please join the show, guys. We are still waiting for Stu, but Phil, I'm going to ask you a very question in how we can break down Eric Ten Hag's season so far. And you've been very technical, astute, and been following everything. How would you kind of summarize things like, from a breakdown from the day Eric came in, our Messiah?
Yeah. I think obviously when Ten Hag came in, he came with a great history of what he'd done at Ajax. He came with a lot of expectation. And in my opinion, he's not failed to deliver. When you think of what our previous managers have done, and that's anybody since Sir Alex, they've had various levels of success in various ways. But they've all had their own approach to things, and they've took a while to get there to do it. Ten Hag came in with a very clear plan. If the rumours are believed to be true, then he basically said, "I want to say who I buy. I'm not being told who I buy," as it would have happened at Chelsea. Ted Bolley picks the players and do what you can with them. But at United, it looks like he's come in. He's been given his freedom to choose his own players who he wants. He's been backed as much as some will say they wouldn't, and I'm not backing the Glazers in. Not even 1%. What I mean is he's been given money to buy players from wherever, whether that's Ronaldo sale or what. The first one. If I can get our money back for it. But yeah, in terms of what he's done this season, obviously we saw the very sharpness at the beginning of the season. A very quick change to his approach. We saw him coming in, seeing how things were going. Lost the first 2 games. Straight away he had his critics. People looking at him thinking, "Oh, are you the real thing? Can you handle it in the Premier League?"
Hey.
And then he just, he changed his style of play. Is what he was doing behind the scenes. Everybody knows about the run that he did with the players and said, "If I can do it, you can do it." A very different way of handling things to what anybody else would have that we've seen in the past. Straight away saying, I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm saying we're doing it. We're a team. We're here together.
You are doing it. Otherwise, I send you to boot camp all the way to Holland. You know what I mean? So he came in.
Yeah.
He came in timid, and look what he's become. He has full control. And listen, guys, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Oh, I think I have Ten Stu in the building. Hang on, Ten Stu. Welcome to the stream.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. Apologies.
No
Mate,
worries.
how you doing?
Better late than sorry. How are you doing? How was footy?
We got a kick in.
Training?
Yeah, we
Did
got
you
a
give the
kick in.
guys, some extra push-ups, some extra punishment? Ten Stu?
Do you know what? We got a bit of a lesson on how to play football tonight, unfortunately. So so I'm not in the best of moods. We got too many people who think it's okay to solo in games, and it just winds me. It winds me up.
What age is that, Stu?
Well, I'm 53. I'm a super vet. So
no. What age is the? Not asking your age. What age are the players?
Anything from 22 to 28, and I've actually got a grasp of football, which is phenomenal, really, isn't it? Because I learned to play when I was 5. It's just nuts. It's unfortunately what you've got. It's the modern day FIFA type player, who thinks he can get the ball, he can run around 6 or 7 players and score a worldie, rather than using common sense. And so it winds me up. And I just play common sense football.
Yeah, all is that X button on what do you call it, Xbox, and you have the speed. Stu, welcome. You're the debutant here.
Yeah, thank you.
I would say that Jarvis is recruited well. Personal terms, not a problem.
Thank you very much.
But Stu, just explain for all the viewers who you are, what you're doing, and what made you to come to this show.
Yeah, so you can use and abuse me at Stu Woolley if you so wish. I've been season ticket holder at Man United now for 29 years. I've just renewed, so we're a platinum holder. I'm 53 years old. I've lived through the 70s, lived through the 80s. So I've lived through all the bad times. I've lived through the good times. And our current trajectory is nothing different. If you look at the history of the club, look at the trophies that we've won, look at the stale periods that we've had. We're just going through that kind of stale period at the minute, but Ten Hag is bringing something a little bit different. Super vets. So I play for Shifnal Town Vets, basically Midlands Premier League club. If you know your pyramid, it's about step 6 stroke step 7. Little doff in the cap, we've got England over 50 semi-pros next weekend, just to cheer me up even more. But I love the game. I've done loads of coaching.
So you play the game.
I've been playing since I was 5.
The game, yeah,
and I'm still playing to this very, very day. And I love it. I can't give up. My missus said I should. But
I better call Zlatan and give him a warning. Like, he's still 41, still playing. So watch out for this Stu Woolley, right?
He's a pup. He's a youngster. You know what I mean?
Fantastic.
So, I view football in the simplistic terms. I don't buy into it. And Jarvis will tell you, I don't buy into a lot of this modernism. I understand modernism. But the essence of football hasn't changed in hundreds of years. The pitch size is relatively the same. The goal size is relatively the same.
The ball is still round.
Yeah, you still have 11 players, and it's up to you. I always think this as an individual, as a footballer, to do your very, very best to affect the result. And once you do that, and you can then help and influence other players around you, it should carry you to where you want to be. And that's how I look at it. And Jarvis has recruited me to the show. So
Jarvis, how much did you pay for him? I just need to know so I can send you the commission invoice. Okay?
No. It's secret, but
secret sauce.
Yeah, but it's not going to be cheap. To be honest.
Good recruits. So Jarvis, I mean,
just 10 hags.
Stu, tell the audience where they can find you. Obviously, you're on Twitter. Where else can they find you?
So mainly on Twitter, and if you do want to view in other shows, I don't want to plug other shows, but you can catch
go ahead.
me.
You feel free to promote. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
can
we do
catch
here.
me on the Weekly Armchair, and you can catch me on All for United.
And
And
All
that's
for
where I
United.
tend
Yeah,
to
we've
listen.
been on the same stream once. I
We have.
remember you.
Yeah, we
Yes.
have. Yes, yeah.
We played for the same team once. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was a while
Yeah.
ago.
I
And
almost
that's where
broke
I
a
tend to
kneecap
listen.
that time. I remember. Yeah. There was
Yeah.
foul tackle, scissor tackle. Yeah, I remember.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Good stuff, man. Okay, welcome to the stream, guys.
Thank you.
For everyone in the VR room, big up for the community. We have no other than Jarvis Cocker. Jarvis, break it away, break it or make it. How do you summarize so far Eric Ten Hag and what he's achieved ever since the Messiah came to Old Trafford? Or may I say, Bold Trafford?
Yeah, you know, Ten Hag, he's a great manager. He have achieved so much at Ajax and other clubs in both Bayern Munich and back in Netherlands. But what I like about him is his style. You know, it's very modern, modern kind of football. He likes to play out from the back. He likes to create overloads. He likes to shift the play, and he's very. He's very what do you call it? He has very tight when it comes to his principles. He
And
don't
rules
back
and
away.
rules and principles.
And
Yes.
rules and principles. So yes, I think he will be a good manager in Man United when we give him time. But he needs more time to get his players. That's the problem, because right now we have problems by playing out from the back with De Gea. He can't do it in the way he because he likes to play when we attack like the 2-3-2-3 formation. But when you have two in the back, you need a goalkeeper to contribute, to play as a unit, to pass the ball between them, to break the first line of press, and then move forward to create overloads. But we can't at the moment, because when we try to pass the ball, you know, De Gea, he chickens out and hoof it away. So it's a really big problem. So my first okay, we will come back to that later, but I'm just going to give you a hint. My first player to replace is De Gea in my mind.
Okay.
That's not a hint.
That's not a hint.
That's
yeah.
a slam dunk.
That's a slam dunk. Yeah. Phil, just a question, just spinning on what Jarvis was saying there. Like, you know, would it be fair to say that so far he's done a miracle? Like, you know, working with what he got, basically, like knowing that how he played at Ajax, he's had to adopt his overall system and style based on the personnel that he inherited. Like, you know, goes way back. Like, you know, if you take Phil Jones, goes way back from even late Sir Alex, right? Correct. So Phil Jones is still there. So we have managers like, you know, players that brought in from Van Gaal area, from Jose area. Jose, did I say Jose? Mourinho, yeah. Mourinho, then you have Ole, and then I don't know if Ragnick brought in a player, but Ragnick was actually the grandfather of the open heart surgery we're going to talk about. So basically it's a mixed bag of lollies of everything. Like, you know, it's like everyone that's been on the piss, like in the pub, knows you don't mix up the drinks because you're going to puke at the end of the day. So if you're going to stick to one drink, drink wine. You know, don't mix wine with whiskey. And if you mix up all the tequila and everything, it's just going to be, you know what I mean? So Phil, the question is, do you think that he's done a fantastic job based on what he inherited?
I think he's done a fantastic job based on what he inherited, but we need to remember that he got 4 big names in when he first joined. You know, you've got Eriksen, Casemiro, Martinez, and Antony. Obviously, Varane had recently been acquired. One of the things that we knew we had to sort out straight away was the defence, and he did that just by getting Martinez in alone. He's done what we've said in many shows before, is nearly every single player has improved under him. They've had to change their style of play because obviously, you know, one manager says one thing and another manager says the next. We've had that much swapping and changing. I think this more settled. We're starting to look like we've actually got a little bit of character about us. We know we've got a style of play building. You can see what's coming. He's, you know, over the last month, we saw several games where playing out from the back, starting at Newcastle was a big mistake. Newcastle were all over us, and that's how they won that game. They played the high press very, very well and just destroyed us with it. And they've tried it against, and then we tried it again the next game. We just said, no, it's not working. We're going to need to play the long ball. So he's willing to adapt and adjust as well. The only thing I would say is in the last couple of games, I just questioned some of his substitutions. As to, for example, when we're desperate for a goal, why he brings Fred on and leaves Garnacho on the bench and Police Street, who, if they're not fit, then don't put them on the bench.
That's correct.
But we've already got a trophy under him.
Yeah,
which I know we had one under Mourinho as well, but it's a bit, it's a great start. We know the mistakes we made in the Europa, and they were mistakes, and they were unfortunate, but we could potentially be on for 2. And if we get a top 4 finish and 1 trophy and a final, then that is massive improvement.
That's massive.
And if we get 2 trophies and top 4 finish, that's not beyond us either.
Yeah, no, I have a take on it then. For me, it was never about getting into top 4. It was just over the overall rebuild, because knowing what we had before, the players that inherited had sort of mental frailties and were let off the hook quite easily. Like, it was more of how you perform on the training ground than actually on the pitch. So it was pretty much favoritism. So one thing that I saw was that he didn't have any favorites. He was just, you have to work for your spot and you have to implement principles and rules. And that was clearly the list that he sent out. Like, we dine together, we do this thing together. If you don't follow the principles, you're out. And it took Garnacho some time to get embedded into the team. People were questioning why not. It's all about shaping the future, and making it happen. We saw how he addressed over the weekend Garnacho, to congratulate him for all his hard work in front of his parents, which is huge because parents takes responsibility. But I want to go back to Stu as well regarding the final question there, because barring the recruits that he did, he clearly needed a spine, right? And the spine was Varane, of course, that was there before. He had to work with Sancho's mentality, because obviously, there's some, what Phil mentioned, that there is definitely affects players' mentality of chopping and changing managers. Like, Ole got sacked, Ragnar came in, nobody respected him, and then Ten Hag, So in terms of his signings, do you think it's not enough, but it was at least a spine? He knew what he wanted, and I would argue that the cogwheel in everything was actually Frankie de Jong in the summer. He really wanted Frankie to build on Frankie, right? But instead he went to Casemiro because he kind of realized that that's going to drag on. What's your take on the overall signings that he's done in terms of Martinez and Anthony and Eriksen on free? And
yeah, Mick, what I like about what Ten Hag does, look, when you're an elite football manager, you have to look at it an elite way. And an elite way is baby steps. When you look at a club the size of Manchester United, you look at what has gone on in the past, forget the Sir Alex Ferguson era, you've got to concentrate on the Moyes era, the Van Gaal era, the Mourinho era, Ole, etc., Ranić. You have to look at it and think, right, where did these guys go wrong? Elite football managers who are at the top of their game, where did they go wrong? What mistakes did they make that I can abolish? And so you have to start, you've got to look at the players in and around you, you look at what you need to change, and you make those changes. And for me, the acquisition of Martinez and Casemiro were the 2 key things. Everybody is having a right pop at Maguire. He's had a right going in for 18 months, but Maguire's issue with De Gea, that's been Maguire's issue, because you look at De Gea, the way that he stands and he doesn't command his box, he doesn't come out, etc. There's always too much yardage between and over the ball. Usually about 20 yards between Maguire getting big in a foot race to the time he bears down on De Gea. And that's way too much. When you've got somebody like Martinez, and he knew De Gea's deficiencies, and he's tried to work on De Gea's deficiencies, you needed to add that kind of pace. You needed to take away the bullishness of a 6'2" central defender in Maguire, who basically prefers to square you up, and you need a more technically gifted footballer in Martinez. And when
it's left-footed as well.
Yeah, when you pair something like Martinez and Casemiro together, and then sprinkle your fairy dust of Eriksen and Fernandes, then that allows you, or allows Eriksen, allows Ten Hag to play a kind of a pressing game, but not what you would call a 90-mile-an-hour pressing game. It's a spatial pressing game. So he'll allow players to go into space. If you watch what he does, Jarvis talks about, I call it possession concession, basically. So we concede possession to set ourselves up to snatch it and move. Now, when you got Martinez, Varane, I wasn't a huge fan of when he came. I know Jarvis has been watching me for a couple of years, so he'll know. I said quite categorically, Varane would take 12 months to settle in, and I was proven right on that. Now that he has, and he's found a more bullish partner in
Martinez.
Yeah, can't get me words out of him, whatever. And then you've got Casemiro, who will take the ball from him. It enables you to bring your fullbacks in more. It enables Eriksen, Bruno, and Casemiro to play a circular pivot. One for the better phrase. I don't like the phrase pivot because it's not necessarily there, and that allows us to control the play better when we do have it. So when we do have it, our control play is much better when we don't have it. And so, from my point of view, signings-wise, I thought we're superb. I'm happy with them. Look, I was critical of Anthony at the very beginning. I don't like players who dick about on the ball on the pitch. There's no need for it. He does his around the world. I'm dragging him in. I'm getting him up the wall in the change half time because I'm not having that. You have to have this elite mentality when you come and play for a club like Manchester United. Look, I've got no problem with show-offs. I've got no problem with posers to an extent. But when you're in the same team as Martinez, Eriksen, whoever you're in there with, right, you've got to look at it and you've got to understand what their gift is for that team. And I think Ten Hag is getting there slowly. Just before I finish, I said right at the very beginning, if Ten Hag can get 10 consecutive wins together, that will set the foundation of what he wants for next year. He superseded what I thought he would do. He superseded what I thought the players were capable of. And I think that, he's had problems the last couple of matches. We all know he's had problems the last couple of matches. But that's kind of a little bit of, and I'm going to have to choose my words carefully, but that's naivety from him not fully understanding the Premier League. But you won't see this mistake next season. You won't.
I don't think so. No, I mean it's adaptation as well, as I must say. You know, the reason why I mentioned the spine before, I want us to go to the VR room to engage with our audience because I see there's a lot of chat. But just want to pose the question back because I mentioned something about the spine, and I think that where we're sitting today, a lot of in the fan base are now expecting us to make top four. They're expecting us to win based on the results that they're seeing, but they keep forgetting that the spine that he built is basically Martinez that he recruited in. Varane is missing. He has to compensate with, Casemiro was suspended. He had to compensate a lot. That means that your game plan kind of has to change as well, right? You're not the same pressing team. And of course, mental fatigue sets in, barring that we played more than anyone else. We played Premier League, we played like Europa League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. It adds on to the toll, right? 55 games plus, right? So I'm not an elite footballer. I play the game, but I like to do bodybuilding, and I know that if I go and lift every day, I'm gonna break down. That's the thing, right? If I do that for 55 days straight, I ain't gonna get any gains. I'm just gonna get worse, to be honest, right? So, Phil, Mr. Moderator, what is the audience saying?
So we'll start with just a couple of welcomes. We've got John Johnson. Evening, gentlemen. Thank you. It's good to have
John,
you.
Good to see you. There's only John Johnson,
JJ.
Stephanie, Discipline Jarvis, as we're relating to a little comment from earlier. United girl, new to the channel. Welcome. Fantastic for joining us. Thank you. Big Man United fan who doesn't miss a game at Old Trafford. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic.
Never miss a welcome, United girl.
And then we've got some feedback on, which we'll hide for a little moment, just on people's opinions on sell, keep, or bench, or etc. we've got a comment from Stephanie which related to something we've just been talking about, saying that Ten Hag reports have wanted first choices Nunes, Timber, and De Jong for the key positions, but owners board did what they did and didn't get any.
No.
I know what you're saying there, Stephanie, but I mean, we did go all out for De Jong, and it wasn't our board that said no. We are not backing our board in any way whatsoever. But on this occasion, this was about the fact that Barcelona messed everybody about.
But also, a well-known fact is that the Glazers was always there to, shackle the managers to say overrule the decisions. No, we're not going to give you this one. We're going to give you that one. So managers ended up with a third or fourth choice. Even Mourinho came out and, throw his toys out of the pram. So keep going. Big up, Stephanie. Big up to everyone. Big up the army. Welcome to Bold Trafford. Today we all bold and beautiful.
So and then the other comments all to do with opinions for a little bit later on, which will come up when we're getting to that part of the show.
You can bookmark it.
I'll keep my eye on those.
That's it. Nothing else.
We've got one which kind of summarizes someone's opinion for later. Box saying sell them all, but we're not quite there just yet. So
box. Yeah. I love box.
And the rest, as I say, Stephanie says about Timber and De Jong, both said no, not on the board.
Okay, Stephanie, you want me to sing to you? We're going down. We're getting Timber. We gotta move. We better dance. All right. So thank you guys for interaction. Listen, we're coming back to the VR room. You are the most important people here because we are the players on the field and we are missing the referees, so you will be the video assistant referees. Please correct us if we are wrong at any time, anytime. Guys, so let's park the bus. We broke it down. Now let's go into the section where I find it very interesting. If you were Eric Ten Hag for 1 hour or for one season, what would you have done differently to improve? So I will start with Jarvis. Hang on a second.
Obviously, I'm not happy by losing to West Ham, but the players need to go with the principles and start winning. Where's Weghorst?
Guys, that was 10 Jarvis, to be honest. He was not happy of the loss. But Jarvis, take it away. What's your thought process?
Yeah, are we talking about players and who to keep and who to cut? Or
no. I mean, if you were Ten Hag, if you were in Ten Hag's shoes, what would you have done differently up to date?
Well, in retrospect,
guys, also in the VR room, write us a chat. What would you have done differently? Engage with us, please. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, in retrospect, he's been doing a lot of things right, so it's very hard to criticize him for the job he's done up until now. But one of the biggest mistakes was probably not getting a decent striker in January. We had to settle with Weghorst, and he has produced 2 goals. So that's probably been our biggest letdown. And but that's on the board and the Glazers because they didn't want to invest or didn't.
No, they didn't have money. You saw that. You saw the financial figures.
Who knows? But it's about planning. We lost Martial, we lost Cavani. Ronaldo wasn't going to stay forever. He was old, so it's always like they f up when things like this.
Come on, Ronaldo went to bitch with Piers Morgan. You know that.
Yeah.
That was the end.
Ronaldo is Ronaldo. So,
but he handled that situation very well so far.
Ten Hag handled that situation really well. So, but if you see the XP table, you can see that we are minus 10 goals on the XP. So we have scored. I'm not sure. I don't remember the goals exactly, but I think it's like 45 goals. But the XP said we are 10 goals under, so we should have scored 55. So it says a lot about our clinicality. What keeps us up is our defense. So we are +5 in defense. So we have conceded five goals less than we should have. So,
But if there's one single thing that you would have done differently, 10 Jarvis, what would you done? Would it be your in-game management? Would it be more rotation? Would it be more embedding young players into the squad?
yeah, when you
What is the most that you regret at the
our
moment?
biggest loss this season is probably Martinez out. So, and in retrospect, we can see that both Shaw and Lindelof can do a good job as center backs. So maybe more rotation with the center backs. He's been trusting and playing Martinez too much, and Martinez is very important. So
Thank
it
you.
has hurt us a lot.
Thank you. I'm going to go back to another Ten Hag, and that is 10 Standish.
4 games left. That's it. 4 games. Okay? 4 games. That's it. Get out there. Bruno give you the ball. You score. Simple.
4 games late. 4 games. Huh?
Beautiful impression.
Didn't have long. I'm very sorry for the. I apologise for the accent. It was awful. It was my first attempt. I'm probably my last.
Today we are 4 clones of Ten Hags. So today is 10 Standish, to be honest, right? So 10 Standish. If you were Ten Hag in this season, right now, right here, what would you have done differently?
The only thing,
what is that what is that you regret looking back?
Yeah, the main things, Jarvis has mentioned it already. Cavani left based on the fact that he didn't think he was going to get a look in with Ronaldo. Ronaldo was upsetting the apple cart from the beginning quite clearly because he thought he was still the king, and he came back to a team and thinking he was number one, and he wasn't, and he had to be part of the team, and he wasn't ready for that, so he upset everything. I wanted to see Ronaldo come back, and I was over the moon when he did. I was absolutely bouncing, thinking, this is it, he's the missing piece. And for a season, he did all right, but under Ten Hag, and I know stuff went on off the pitch, to do with his family and stuff, and all sympathy goes to him for that situation. But everything that happened with regards to United was a big mistake. And I think Ten Hag's biggest mistake this season was at the very beginning. A new manager comes in and you have a chance to bring your backroom staff with you. You look at the squad and you have a chance to pick a new captain. And I think that's where he let himself down at the very, very beginning. He had a chance to pick a captain. And I know he wanted to find out who was the best for his captain. I get that. But at the end of the day, I just think he knew the pressure that Maguire was under already. And I think Maguire would have had a better season if he wasn't captain and under the microscope from the beginning. And I'm not saying Maguire's awesome, but I just think it'd have been better taking that away from him and saying, right, clean sheet, let's take that away from you. Let's focus on the positive. You focus on your game and I'll give somebody else the captaincy. And there was lots of people who were already had the name on the plate even before it was given to Bruno. Lots of fans were asking for Bruno to be given the captaincy last year anyway. So it was their waiting.
Okay, so no regrets.
Yeah, absolutely. He should have let Ronaldo go earlier on, sort of thing. It wasn't working. I wish we'd have, instead he should have had that conversation, whatever it was, made it clear. Look, and because of Ronaldo's and the way he did things, we didn't get a chance.
So 10
to get
Standish, it feels a little bit like you were pressured by the board to play Ronaldo. You had to change your tactics and game, force feeding balls to Ronaldo.
Yeah, and he wasn't, and even he was throwing a strut when he wasn't getting the ball. When he got the ball and he missed it, it was awful. It was time for him to move on, but not the way he did. It was.
And you handled it.
He handled
it beautiful, 10 Standish. You did after
Absolutely.
that interview with Piers Morgan. It was bye. It was not buyback clause. It was just bye. That's it. Listen, the reason why 10 Stu was a little bit late because he just came back from Turkey where he had a express hair transplant. So he's not bald anymore. But, since he didn't record a video, I want 10 Stu to do a Eric Ten Hag impression. Here you go. The floor is yours, Stu.
Oh, crikey. I apologise about this, everybody, but what I would have done would have been...
Do it in Dutch accent.
I haven't got a Dutch accent at all. What I would have done a bit different is not squad rotation, but squad utilisation. That's as good as I can do, Mick. Yeah.
Huh?
What I mean by squad utilisation is utilising the players. It's rotation and utilisation is completely different. Squad rotation is just resting a player for 1 week, maybe 2 games. Utilisation means that your players aren't coming in cold, and this is exactly what's happened. Players have come in cold when we've needed them warm. You know, you've got to get miles in feet when it comes to elite football. And as much as Luke Shaw has done quite well at left centre half, as much as Lindelof has done quite well since he's come in, as much as Martinez and Varane were doing superb, and you don't want to break up a winning team, there has been situations throughout the season where I should have sent the first 11 away on holiday for a week. And I'm talking about the second semi-final of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup Reading weekend. We could have I should have shipped the first 11 off and allowed our squad to carry us through those 2 games. We've got some really good players. You know, Palestri has been underused this year. Garnacho. I'm kind of with you guys, really. I think he's still injured, Phil, which is why I don't think he brought him on. But I'm kind of with you on that one. If you're going to put somebody on the bench, you're then willing to use them, aren't you? And you should be willing to use them.
Even if it's for 10, 15 minutes, which is exactly when he brought Fred on.
I totally agree. I know Brandon Williams has been injured, but there's been parts of the season where he hasn't been injured, and we could have utilised Brandon Williams better. Just rest Dallo or just rest Wan-Bissaka. I know Wan-Bissaka wasn't playing brilliantly at the first half, and he's fought his way back into the side. That is absolutely key in how you manage your squad. So it's not squad rotation. I love what United girl 1803 has said. She's absolutely right. She loves his passion, but his passion and his want to win everything. It's a great comment. It really is.
Yeah.
And his passion
Big
to
up
want
United girl. I guess you're not born 1803 because that'd be very weird.
but she knows what she's talking about. So
yes,
that's the difference between squad rotation and squad utilisation. I think if we'd utilised our squad better, we wouldn't be as tired as we are today. And I know we've lost players through injury. The Martinez one was a freak injury. We know that the Reading issue that Ericsson had. We know that Casemiro's been struggling, with the pace of the Premier League, etc. He's been obviously targeted by referees just recently. He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
I just wish, if I take a step back and I just look at it, for me, it's utilising players better. I love what you say about Maguire, Phil, but I've got to be honest, just purely from my point of view, I don't listen to my skipper. I never did. I was never interested in what he had to say. I was too busy concentrating on my segment of the pitch and making.
Is he not there to lead by example, though?
Not really, and I'll tell you why. But I always talk, Jarvis. I'll tell you, Phil. I always talk about football through my own eyes, and it's always my single opinion. I never disagree with people. It's always my opinion. When I go onto that pitch, I expect 9 other players to have my mentality. And my mentality is win at all cost. I have to win. And to be fair, Phil, I don't mind saying it, I'm a terrible winner. I really am.
Okay.
We won. Yeah, we played a charity match on Saturday and we won 6-1. But we hit the post 4 times and we've gone in and said, "Oh, great win!" I said, "Hold on, post 4 times."
I think Ten Hag would take it any time.
Yeah, so I'm a terrible winner and I'm an even worse loser. So I take your point about Maguire, taking that pressure off him. But when he's come in, though, to be fair to Harry, he's been quite solid. I know he's made the odd 1 or 2 mistakes, but who hasn't this season? He has been actually quite solid. So that's my take on it anyway. That's what I would have done better.
Big up John Johnson. There's only
John
one
Johnson's talking about the Maguire situation. He said, "I thought the same on the captaincy, but on reflection, think he's done the right thing. Taking off Maguire could have lost the dressing room. Maguire not playing, getting sold leads to a natural change."
Yeah, I gotta ask you one final question, Ten Stu.
Yeah.
So no regrets, Ten Stu. So in other words, you wouldn't like to look the cow in the ass.
Well, not really quite sure to answer that one.
He said that in an interview. You remember that? It stuck in my mind. So you wouldn't look the cow in the ass, like they said in Dutch. In Holland,
no, I don't think. Look, I think when Ten Hag and his team come together. Julio, how are you, buddy? I think when Ten Hag and his team come together at the end of the season, and they've got their goals that is set out and exactly what happened. The goals that is set out will be 5, but what's actually happened that's really been positive is about 10 or 11 angles. So I think they'll be quite happy from that.
Okay.
But what a
We-
learning! What a
We
learning!
still have one 10 left before. And guys, I want you to vote on the best 10 impression. Here we go. Are you
it's not
ready?
really-
Are you
No.
ready? Are you ready? Guess who?
If I was Eric, I will not look the cow in the ass, because if I look the cow in the ass, this team is bullshit. To be honest, yeah, a total revamp of the squad needed. Okay, I am the gaffer, and I make the fucking rules. That's it.
Big up for Jarvis for sending that filter on Snapchat. You can go on Snapchat, find it. I haven't used Snapchat before. It was fun. I had so much fun and playing around with it. It was, crazy. Mick is a content creator, as a designer I am. I just love this kind of AI tools. So yeah, in hindsight, right? I wouldn't either look the cow in the ass, to be honest. What Ten Hag said, clear and obvious. I totally agree what you are saying. Like I'm a big fan of Ten Hag. I saw him in the preseason in Bangkok, Thailand, and when I was there, I saw the principles, the rules that he set. This guy is not to mess with, right? And nobody is ever getting away with murder or favoritism, like he set clear precedents and foundation and structure. The biggest thing that he did was actually to go against the biggest player in the world, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo, to show him the doors. So that shows you who has got big cojones, to be honest, right? And I'm super excited to see, what he can do next season, 100%. Because I always say Eric Ten Hag came in here like a Picasso, like a painter with a blank piece of canvas, right? He assessed the whole squad. He had a little bit of Fred on the canvas. He had a little bit of McTominay, a little bit of paint here and there. It didn't work. He put on new paint, slapped it on Casemiro, and finally, to the end, that he kind of got his masterpiece to see the jigsaws, how it's working. But obviously, he needs to go to the market to buy new acrylic paint or whatever oil paint that he needs to finish his masterpiece, right? And during the season, we also seen that he borrowed Sir Alex's analogy of the hairdryer. You can see that he has McLaren as a co-assistant, and I certainly believe that in many instances he's been so pissed off, as what they say, you're trying to shape the image in your team. So during half times, in most occasions, I think he drew out the big hairdryer and blow them bald in his image. Jokes aside, but no, fantastic. This is a 10 Ruby analogy. I hope I didn't spin you dizzy, but guys, peace, love, and all the respect. Ten Hag is our messiah, according to my opinion. Something that I see a mini Sir Alex. They've been having dinners, spotted. He become in such a short period grasped what Old Trafford is, what the culture and DNA of Manchester is, and he united the fan base. He instilled the belief in the fan base as well. So working against the odds with the Glazers and minimum funds, this guy has done magic. And I cannot wait to see when we get new ownership, new structure, new foundation, because everyone been saying that, it's been rotten from the core to the bottom, right? He's at least stop that rot. You know what I mean? So similar to what Sir Alex did under the Glazers, right? He did a great job. He won things, but it wasn't easy for him. So I'm just dying to see what he can do with full control next season. Inshallah, is what we said. If Qataris, inshallah. Guys, brilliant. What is Phil? Did we get any VR system for any red cards or foul here?
We've got a few more little comments. We've just kind of been holding back, waiting for the right time to drop them in. We've got United Girl said 1803 is a birthday, not the year, but 18th of March.
Is it your birthday, United Girl?
Just to clarify. So
18th of March.
I figured that would be
March. Yes.
Either that or a pin code.
What star sign is that?
Aries.
Fairies. Aries.
Are you talking about captain? Casemiro sure deserves to be captain. Bruno's not captain material.
Are you still awake this time of the hour? And big up to you.
We shall. I love the way. I must admit, I love the way Shaw always comes out and never afraid to face up to the media, even after he raised his hand in that game, which we don't need to discuss anymore.
Right.
Held his hand up, not literally, but and said,
right.
"Yeah, I was wrong." So moving on. But McTominay reminds me of Captain Marvel. I don't know if that's because they're out of space or what. I don't know. A quick question off Stephanie to the panel before we move on to the next section. What does the 10 panel think of Eric's reluctance to play in refs, VAR, etc.? On the Casemiro red cards, Klopp and Pep would have been very vocal on that, plus the number of games, injuries, suspensions, strong. Good question. I think just go to you, Mick. What do you think on that?
Yeah, no, I think that I have my theory, right? And this, I might get stick for saying that, we had clear, obvious evidence that those red carded Casemiro was never red carded, right? I think that once you go and appeal to the what's his name, the head referee, what's his name? Keep forgetting his name, please. That took over VR in December. What's his name?
Go on, come back to it.
Oh yeah, okay. When he took over, it's been shambles basically. So it's pointless to overrule because these guys back each other, right? So Mike
Riley.
Yeah?
Mike Riley.
Yeah. So these guys back each other, and if you were then appeal, they would just turn it down because they don't want to look like they're mud-faced, right? They don't want to say the system is broken. But it was clear not a choke. Like, we can all see in retrospect it was the collar. And the second one, again, the same referee, but sitting in the VR room. Clearly, I don't know. Some saying it's like the Manchester United agenda. Like I don't know. We are back, but some people don't like it. I don't know. That's just my take on it. You can call it conspiracy, but fact is a fact.
What do you think, Jarvis?
Yeah, the referees. I to be honest, in all my playing career, I try to don't focus on the referee because it's just a noise. You have to focus on yourself and your team. And I think Ten Hag is a winner, and he's always focused on what he can change, not the referee, because that's not his thing. And just a quick comment on the Shaw Casemiro captaincy thing, as Stu was mentioning. Okay, being a captain, I think leaders don't need extra pins and needles and armbands and stuff like that to lead. And Casemiro will lead the same way if he's the captain or not. So for me, it's not a big issue.
Stu, I have a question for you, or something that I will spin further on, right? So, according to my opinion, this season, with social media and everything, I think that refs nowadays, they should be, not standing in the limelight. But this season, it's been kind of weird. Like, they've been, taking all this attention, and I will show you. Like, latest thing was Brighton, for instance. Who was the referee? Stuart, who was the referee?
Which game? Stuart Atwell.
Yeah, was it Stuart Atwell?
Anthony Taylor.
Anthony Taylor. Yeah, here we go. Anthony Taylor. Again, Anthony Taylor that gave Casemiro the second red. But clearly, like, I've seen that over and over again, right? It went toe-to-toe football. We played 94, 95 minutes. It went over the time, and it was a scruffle in the middle. Luke Shaw's hand was up there. There was like 4 or 5 players. What should he do? Like, it's scruffle. You don't think, right? And he let the play go. He was not gonna give it.
It was a penalty, though. It was a penalty.
Yeah. Let me land. He was not about to give it. Right? He said, no, I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to let it go. Normally, like, before VAR, that would be the rule, right? That would be the rule. But somebody in the VAR room have to intervene and give it the drama. You know what I mean? So they were whispering in his ear. He didn't want to go. He went, and you saw the VAR room didn't just display the whole scene. It was just a still picture with his hand and the ball touching his hand. 4 seconds, boom. So
Yeah.
I question I've been questioning the role of the referees, like, even they sometimes I've been seeing them coming out on the pitch early and just standing there like the gods, like,
Do
Stu.
you know, Mick, it's a smart point. It really is, because the idea of the referee is to almost not be seen. Sounds ridiculous, I know, but
Be invisible. Like,
yes, that's right. When
referee the
you're
game.
in there and you're playing, and something may go against you, something may not go against you, and you back chatting the referee, or you're having a pop at the lino, or something around it. The referees today, the way that the Premier League is, everything is focused on the referees. I hate VAR. I think it's a waste of space. I don't think we need it, but I'm old school.
Yeah. See,
I'm just old.
can you hold my beer there? Because I want to remember this. Klopp and Pep. Yeah, remember this.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And for me, the referee, if he's making these mistakes, which they are making these mistakes, there's two things that you have to understand. First of all, the game is at such a pace at the moment. It's very, very difficult for a pair of eyes to see it. And so you are, kind of reliant on the linos at the time. Secondly, and it's never changed, players have been surrounding referees for decades, having a go at referees for decades. And whether you got VAR or not, it makes no difference. What you need is a ref that can be strong, silent, and then players will think twice, maybe. Because look, I've gone in on a tackle on players on many a times, and they've been rolling around. The refs come to me, he says, "You do it one more time, you're off." And I'll say, "Well, I'll go and stamp on him now then, mate, because I haven't touched him." And I haven't touched him. And then you're having this banter, this backwards and forwards with the ref. And then the ref kind of almost respects you in a way, because he knows that you're going to continue to play the way that you're playing. And I'll just, and as long as I keep an eye on it, I can either nip it in the bud or I can let it go. And players want referees to let it go. That's what they want. They want refs to let it go. They don't want a ref to run 50 yards with a yellow card or a red card in his hand. Hey, look at me. Look, look at what I'm doing. They want it. They want a ref to let it go. And when you have a ref that lets it go, actually the game takes care of itself, because the players take care of itself. They know what they can and what they can't do. If you've got a ref that's going to nail you within 30 seconds to a minute and a yellow card, then every player is thinking, "Wow, I just can't go for this tackle," and your game suffers. Unfortunately, you're not going to get that, because everybody demands VAR. Everybody's demanding cameras here, there, and everywhere. I don't like it. If somebody said to me, "Shall we get rid of VAR?" my answer to that is yes. I want to go back to old school football. So
100%. I want to move on in the show, but I just want to sort of add on, ask you guys a question, including the VR room here as well, because we're talking about VR. Do you think that the referee should have more authority to overrule the VR, to just ignore? So basically the way you used to be, like, the clear and obvious, like you let it go instead of listening to the VR and to have a check to say, "No, I made up my decision. I'm not going to VR," right? Because I see that they don't have any confidence anymore, right? They're letting the VR do the job what they're supposed to do.
Steph saying again, exactly. If ref didn't see it, why not clear penalties versus Southampton and Newcastle at home, 4 drop points with VAR, see the handball versus Brighton and change the decision? Absolutely. There's
but another thing also that I want to add on.
Inconsistency, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to add on. So hold my thought on Klopp and especially Klopp. Some managers getting away with it. Klopp has been going at the fourth official for years, barking. That was so ironically when we saw he was barking at the fourth ref and he did a hamstring.
That was brilliant.
We have to. I think some of them are too influential. I think somebody just, don't bark even on the fourth official, right? That's the thing. I don't know. Guys, let us know what you think, your thoughts and feelings. I think that in this season, United has been scrutinized heavily, right? Heavily. And I tell you why, ever since Marcus Rashford scored that goal, I think it was City, or was it? Where, Arsenal was it? Yeah, Arsenal was it. When it was actually, we were giving it, it was not an offside, but it was on the margin. Ever since then, the refs has been giving us the big one, right? They've been, because they created big publicities in the media, right? They couldn't shut up for days. And this is what I'm talking about. The ref association are so afraid to make mistakes. So even if you overturn it, they will just overrule you, and just that's the decision, guys.
Yeah.
Box. Sorry. Man City goal last night was the result of a ball going out of play, plus Real Madrid not receiving a throw-in. VAR wasn't implemented. Yeah, this is inconsistency, Books. 100%. Guys, I think we should move on because we have a few ground to cover. Jale.
Yeah, I just want to chip in.
Chaka.
My
Chip in.
thoughts on VAR. Okay, VAR is it's working, but it's not working, so we have a problem. But I would like if we could have similar to American football. They have three protests. The coach can protest. If it's overruled, they lose one sub or something like that. So it should be like that, because right now VAR is influencing the game too much. But it should be like if the coach or someone on the sideline could just say, okay, we protest this ruling, and they take a look of it, and let's see what's happened.
Jarvis, do you know what?
Like more dramatic.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Do you know what VR stands for? Do you know what VR stands for? Abbreviation: very awful referee. To be honest, no, I agree with you, and definitely, I mean, what they're doing in American football as well, that you can actually hear the call and you can hear them talking, so at least it's clear and obvious for us fans to understand what's going on, right? We just stand in there and it takes away the celebration, or if it's a goal, does it stand, and you just want to hear what is the logic and reasoning behind the call, and if you hear that, then yes, you can overturn it, right? But the problem is now you're now stopping the game and it's getting longer and longer. So that's why question is sometimes they let the game go even if the flag is up, and they raise the flag after. It's just a silly rule, right? Cool. Guys, any further questions regarding VAR, or we park it, we nip it in the bud?
No, I've just been going through the chat, and everyone, all the comments I've just brought up and shared so far.
Everyone has...
just one more. Goal line technology has been a positive. It registers a goal or not in second. It stops in debate controversy. Absolutely.
Cool. Right. We're coming to the most important section. And this, my friend, is Ten Hag's moment to be bold, right? He came to Bold Trafford. You know, we all played Ten Hag, what we will do. And now it's the final straw of that camel's back. Let's go.
I need you to promise me that you'll be on your best behavior.
I promised other people that I'd be on my worst behavior. And I gave my word, so...
Don't make me fire you.
You can't fire me. You're acting manager, not office manager, so you have no firing powers.
Don't make me pre-fire you.
You wouldn't dare.
Watch this. You're pre-fired. And when I'm promoted, you'll be full fired.
If you get promoted. And if you haven't fallen in love with me by then.
What?
Boom shakala! What do you like about that one?
Very good.
It's taken from The Office. If you remember The Office, right? You can't.
It was very good.
Yeah, so good. Guys, we are talking about open heart surgery, and this is a topic that's been brewing for the past week. Up to the pretext of this, we could have, from an educational purpose, Stu has broken it down, Phil has broken it down, everyone has broken it down. It's clear and obvious where the grandfather of the rebuild actually criticized the Glazers to say, you know what, to analyze the situation, it's not difficult to analyze. For me, it's a clear, there will be 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 players that needs to go. Now, the Glazers did not like that. Nobody has ever spoken towards the establishment, and clear and obvious, he was let go. He was supposed to be there as a consultant. My question is, we never found out why he left. Was it Ten Hag that didn't want to work with him? And should have he stayed and worked with Ten Hag? Or do you think that Ten Hag just wanted to have like no Chinese whispers in his ear and just do it from clean slate? Anyone?
I'll start with that, Mick. Look, I actually think he was brought in to do the backroom clear out rather than actually coach and manage the squad. I think it was a secondary thing. I think his primary focus, and I think it showed on the pitch as well, by the way, but I think his primary focus was to sort the backroom side of the club out. And I think the Glazers didn't want to hear what he had to say. I would imagine he went with a 10 to 20 point plan on what needed to be done, how it needed to be done, why it needed to be done, and how much it's going to cost you to be done. And I don't think the Glazers were interested in hearing that at all.
Yeah, I tweet. The thing is, I did a pulse. I tweeted it out. I think it was 2 days ago, and majority of my responses was bring him back in a sporting director position, because that is his strength. He builds clubs.
100%. That's what he does.
He was never a footballing coach, but although he's doing great with Austria, right?
Yeah, but Manchester United in Austria, when you come to a club like us, with our history, with everything that we've been through, 1958, etc., it's important to know and how to rebuild this club. And unfortunately, whether people like it or not, whether they think Ranić was a waste of space, I think he did more good for the club and a backroom kind of way than people realise. But I think he was outed, for sure. I don't think
100%. Guys, whatever you have drinking, you have coffee, tea, raise a glass, raise a toast for Ranić, the father of the Gegenpress. Cheers. Thanks for all the good work, and thanks for starting this rebuild. We drink to that. Espresso, by the way. So let us know what you're drinking as well. Raise your glass. Cool. So here's what we're going to do, right? Obviously, unless you guys in the panel have anything to say about Ranić, or you just agree what Stu said.
Yeah, I've got a few comments, but every time I put them up, it just makes Stu disappear. So I'm trying not to be too offensive to him.
No, that's all right.
That's okay.
Google this said Ralph burned all bridges when he said we needed an open heart surgery. Absolutely. And Julio says finally some people saw Ranić for why he was really here. Thank you, Stu. Absolutely. At the end of the day, Ranić he came in and there was no shock that after his open speech in his press conference where he said we need 8, 9 or 10 players to go, he was gone. He was straight out the door. Glazers thought we're not having none of that because he's just told us what's really happening. He heard our dirty laundry in public and everyone backed him for it, but he wasn't. The thing is, I would like to have seen him move upstairs as part of the backroom staff to help the development of the squad and oversee that to the next stage. But clearly, after saying it in public, it wasn't going to happen. But he wasn't a manager because he didn't have.
No, you're absolutely right. And if I remember a few days ago in the second embargo of an interview of Ten Hag, he even also went in that, digging in the Glazers and the operational that he needs money. So big up. John Johnson bringing Ralph would be smart move by Qatar. 100%. Definitely. We need people that can build clubs, and that's the way. Stone Cold Stu always talking facts. Woohoo! Big up. Anything else that I can read on from my dyslexic eyes, providing Ten Hag was opposed? Cool. Listen, I think we've been running this stream for 1 hour. It was only planned for be 1 hour. We have to continue, but and then as a promise, I will cut this section into 2 halves. So this will be the second embargo, like Ten Hag's interview. Promise, we are bold Trafford here, guys. So here's what's gonna work. Are you ready to rumble? Basically, I have been busy today, so this is an Excel spreadsheet. Thanks to Phil, I asked him for a little bit tips as well. Apparently, you're a black belt, ninja guru, kick ass in Excel, and simple as that. So I have compiled a list, meaning, basically keep, bench, loan, give him another chance, or sell. And also I have put a trash can there next to Ten Hag. So anytime you want to trash, you can throw the players in the trash, and I will just delete the picture. That's all. Are we good with that? So the way it's going to work, I will have to go to my Excel sheet. So I will exit my studio and go to the Excel sheet. As you can see, I started with the goalkeepers. Maybe I should just move Dahia to here. Is he moving? I can't see the studio. Yeah, cool.
He's moved,
yeah. Here I also have all the defenders: Lindelof, Bay, Harry Maguire, and also on the right hand side I have the fringe players that haven't been playing much or on loan, etc. We have also the midfielders. This is the entire squad, 22, 23, right? You get the sniff, right? And attackers, right? So people, VR room. You're going to play a very, very important role here. Listen very carefully. I will only say this once. So, there's only one king, and that's King Cantona. That's it. So listen carefully. You, as a VR, you play a very important role because we are players here on the field. We are the tens. We are the assistant managers to Ten Hag. And we will decide amongst each other. We'll probably argue a little bit. But at the end of the day, the way you can override us is to either super chat us, and the super chat will overwrite our decision. So basically, what you do is write. You don't agree that, for instance, Dean Henderson, and write a suggestion who you think will be keep, sell, or bench. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say here? I think I wrote a banner about this. Here,
yeah,
I wrote.
I think if we just quickly, if we ask anybody who's joined us live, if you just give it as we mention a name, just put the name and then just put your comment.
Yep.
One very quick phrase of those options, and then we can quickly read out whether you think it should be keep, bench, loan, one more, or sell, and just keep it brief, and then we can get.
You will override. You will override a decision as a VR room through a super chat, basically, and that is overriding. Let's say if we say De Gea keep, and you say nah, and then you say De Gea, and then I want this instead, right? Cool.
Box is off to a quick start. I'd offload with regret.
Okay, so we start with the goalkeeper straight away. Let's dive into it, guys. Okay, De Gea. Sell, keep, bench, loan, give him a more season. Guys, back to you quick. I don't see the okay, I'm back in here.
You got to keep him because there'll be financial implications if we don't. I don't think we got the money to replace the goalkeeper. So
okay, Phil, do you have a pen and paper? You have to do the hangman here, like 1, 2, 3. Okay, Stu says keep.
Okay, that was not part of my plan, but I'm onto it.
Or anyone, Jarvis.
Okay, for me, it's definitely a sell because his contract is out, so we can give him an extension. But okay, his contract is out, so it won't cost us anything to let him go. So I'm not sure if you're entirely right there, Stu.
So what did Stu say from origin? Did he say sell?
No, I said keep due to financial implications.
Okay, keep. So we have one keep, one sell. Cool. Phil Standish.
I think we need to keep him because I think on his day, his shot stopping is fantastic. If we can build on his playing out from the back, that's his weakness. And we know we made that mistake the other day. Every goalkeeper makes mistakes. Even City's and Liverpool's goalkeepers made mistakes this season. But I think we need to get a strong candidate in to fight for number one spot because I think he's under no pressure.
Okay, so then it's fine to me. Bench is not an option. It is an option. Ideally, we have to sell him on, moving on, because obviously he doesn't fit Eric Ten Hag's system. But, if you're going in the summer to get a new goalkeeper, there will take some time for him to get embedded. I would like to put him on the bench, but that's pretty much the same as keep, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, according to 2 votes, keep, bench, 1 is sell, and 1 is... What did you say, Stu?
I said keep.
Oh, you say keep. So, I'm sorry, people. You have to use your voting power. De Gea stays as a keep. Dean Henderson.
Sell. He's got to go.
Sell.
Yeah, straight sell.
Yeah, I agree. Sell.
Sell. Bench. Sell. Yep. Okay. Jack Butland is a loanee anyway.
He goes back. Goes back for me.
Okay. He goes to the trash can.
Yeah.
Cool. That was fast. All right. I forgot one. No, did I? We have another goalkeeper, so I forgot him. Anyway, we have to move on. What's his name? Heaton.
Oh, Tom. Yeah, you keep on Heaton.
Okay, so we pretend the Butland is Heaton. Okay.
Yeah, you keep him for experience.
Okay, we keep Heaton on the bench. We say Jack is Heaton, right? So we bench Heaton there, right? Cool. Victor Lindelof. Now we're going to the Swedish Viking, the defender. Lindy.
Yeah, I can go first.
Yeah.
I would keep him because he's not too big to sit on the bench, but he's good enough to play. So I will keep him.
Standish.
Yeah, I think I would keep him. He seems as long as he's happy to be a bench player, because what he's shown is when he's alongside like the likes of Shaw and that, he plays really well. Actually, he's had some of his
I
best
agree.
games this
Keep
season.
for me as well.
So absolutely, yeah, bench maybe.
10 Stu.
Bench.
You bench. Okay, so
But that's
override.
a keep, isn't it? That's a keep in it, but bench.
Yeah, all right. So Lindelof stays. Eric Bay. My God, I love Eric Bay. He's
Sell.
the madman. Sell?
Yeah.
So he's gone. He's forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I would love Eric Bailly to stay, but he's too injury prone. Wouldn't work. So sell.
Right. Everyone's favorite topic this season. Harry, Captain Harry. What to do with Captain Harry?
With absolute regret. And it is regret because I like him. I think he needs to move on for himself. He needs to move on for himself.
Yeah.
So he's got to go, I'm afraid. Sell.
Okay. Next.
I didn't expect that from you, Stu.
No, I would keep him, but you can only keep one of Lindelof or Maguire. You can't keep both. So
That's true.
I think he needs to go for himself, actually, for his own. So
I agree on the sell too, because Maguire but okay, would we sell him for any bid, or what is the expected bid to get
20 million? You get 20-25 for him.
Sell is sell, man. So
Yeah.
Phil, you agree with sell?
Yeah, I think unfortunately his time's come up. I think he can. We've seen he can still be great when he plays for England and stuff, but he just for his own mentality, he needs to leave.
I also agree. Sell, and
well.
I got to be ruthless. I got to be sell because we are Eric Ten Hag at the moment. I got to be ruthless. Sell. It's clear and obvious that he doesn't work in Eric Ten Hag's system. He was brought in under Ollie's system, of course, and there was different style of football. You can evidently see that he's only been given 13 starts in the Premier League, so you know that he's going to go anyway. I think and you're probably going to get a better center back, like in the market as well. So for me, it's absolutely sell. And whatever we get for him, it's just a bonus. I know we overpaid for him, but that's it. Lisandro Martinez, no question. I put him on the keep. 100%. Everyone agrees. Varane keep.
100%.
Yeah, we're going to the fringe players. Swansea
sell.
100%. We got to generate some money.
Yeah.
Jones is going anyway.
Yeah, he's gone. Bin trash
can. Yeah.
Trash can. Cool. Sorry, Philly. We love you. You've been a loyal servant, man, but also collecting a lot of sick leave pension plans. Malacia stays.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Diego Dalot, no question about it. He stays. Shaw stays, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka. Whoa.
Stay.
Yep. Stay.
Yeah,
he's done a great job.
Yeah, but okay, just to say a little bit about Wan-Bissaka, we got to remember, Ten Hag, he wants to play a certain way, and I don't think Aaron Wan-Bissaka suits the way Ten Hag wants to play. We have been linked to the young guy who went to Chelsea from Lyon and now Frimpong. So there's always some rumors about the right back, a new right back, a more offensive right back who wants to move forward and be more attacking. And I said in the other day that Wan-Bissaka is nowhere close to Cafu or any other great attacking right backs. So he has these deficiencies.
Can we then put him on the bench if we keep him?
There's as much as you're right, Jarvis. There was one thing about Cafu: he couldn't tackle.
Yeah,
he just couldn't tell he was rubbish.
It's true.
You're absolutely right about what we want, as Ten Hag would say. But no, I don't think bench him. I'd say keep him.
I agree with keep 100%. I keep him.
Just quickly from the comments, there's several people who are saying Malacia should go on loan. That's interesting. Obviously, it's his first season. He's still learning the Premier League and the team itself. And Google this also said Malacia loan and sell Dalot, which was a bit different to our initial reaction.
Interesting.
I'll keep my eye on those. We've got Dalot keep, Wan-Bissaka keep, Frimpong total attacker. Wan-Bissaka's improved the most under Ten Hag for me.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Wan-Bissaka. Okay, if you get, for example, Frenkie de Jong next year, our build-up play will be more. We will be more build-up, and we, especially if we get a new goalkeeper. And we will depend on the inverted fullbacks to move in and be a part of the midfield. So I'm not sure if Wan-Bissaka can do that job as Ten Hag wants. So I'm very critical to keep him because he's really good. But he's one of those players who's really good and we can get a lot of money for.
Yeah,
and improve if we sell him. So for me, he's definitely a sell.
Okay, but he's staying, by the way.
Yep.
Anything else from the VR room? You
No,
remember,
that's it.
like
I've
the only
been
thing that
through
will
it.
override this is a super chat. That's it, right?
We have got a super chat, but we've not got to that player yet, so I'm keeping my eye on it.
We have. That's going to be the controversial final decision at the end of the day. You know what? Thank you so much. So let's move on. All right, Alex Telles definitely has to go.
There he goes. Yeah. So.
So
yeah. So he's coming back on his loan spell. He was in Sevilla, right? So
yeah.
Brandon Williams sell.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brandon. Tendon Maggie.
Keep. He's quality. He really is. He's excellent. He is excellent.
Loan or keep? Do you think he's?
He'll go on loan, but I would keep him. He's excellent. He really is.
Do you think he'll loan or go on the bench?
No, he'll loan. He'll loan.
Loan.
Yeah.
Loan. Okay.
Can I put a go on loan for Brandon Williams, please? I'd like to put my little thoughts up for that.
Yeah.
Because he's only 22. He's one of those who was kind of thrown into the fray. I think it was under Ollie, and he did all right actually. And
but you got to be ruthless here. You got to sell players because of
so I'll put him on loan because at the end of the day, we've got nobody on loan yet.
Okay, so we have
our club is about building up from the from the structure as well. So
I get.
wouldn't want
We're playing by the rules here, Phil. So I understand we have three panelists saying sell. You're the one on loan. See, so far he stays on sell to be.
Okay.
So we're being ruthless here. We are 10 hogs. You know what I mean? Sorry, no offense.
No,
Alvaro Fernandez, brilliant defender. Haven't seen much of him.
He's excellent again. He's a really good left back. He's a loan for me.
Do you think he will be given a chance next season on the bench?
It depends who we buy. I doubt it.
He won't. It's a loan.
No, he's a brilliant one. Okay, now
I would keep him. I would definitely keep him because he's so good. He's so good, and he would fit the way Ten Hag wants to play.
I would put him on the bench, guys. I'll put him on the bench. Give him a shot next season.
I don't think he'll get game time. That's the problem with Malacia and Shaw. He's not going to get game time. That's the only trouble.
Book saying sell with regret. Yeah, I mean we have to get cut loose of our children sometimes. You have to cut the naval cord.
You do. I think a loan would be ideal for him.
Tell us sell. Yeah, big up everyone in the community. Big up Bruno Fernandes.
Keep 100% for me.
There's no question about it. Ericsson keep for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
brilliant.
Okay, I need to sort of make my icon smaller, but wow. So Ericsson, Shaw, yeah, I had great fun making this Excel thing today. Captain Bruno will be captain. Do you think?
I would think so. Yeah.
Casemiro, no question about it.
We've got Jarvis saying sell Bruno, but I don't know if that's a joke or not. I can't understand that.
Yala.
Who said sell Bruno? Right. Everyone agrees. Scott McTominay.
Sell. I'd move him on.
Yep.
Yeah,
he hasn't played much under 10
I think he's reached his. I think he's seen what he's come up against with
now
and what a real player can do.
Now, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get with Fred. I would say bench.
Same
French player.
Bench. Bench.
French
you
player.
either sell one of McTominay or Fred, don't you?
Yeah, Fred is a more better player all around.
Player, yeah.
I think Fred is the most improved out of the McFred Simon's twins, to be honest.
Some
All right,
quick stats on Fred.
We got to think ahead. You know, if we get one deep lying playmaker and one defensive midfielder like replacement for Casemiro backup,
right.
then we have two midfielders in. So if we sell both McTominay and Fred, I will be okay with that. And we also have youngsters coming up like Savage and Zidane. So we got to keep an open spot for them and give them some experience.
Yeah, well, we have to get rid of at least 7 players, you know, to sell.
Fred, I don't think he's going anywhere. He's played 51 games this season, and he's our 5th highest in the table for goals and assists.
Okay.
Believe it or not, with he's joint 3rd actually with Eriksen and Casemiro. He's just behind Bruno and Rashford.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's a loanee that I am really liking and want to see one more season out of it. Marcel Sabitzer. He's a loanee though. He's not our place. But what would you do with Marcel Sabitzer? Keep.
I'd like to keep him. Yeah, I'd like to see us. I think he's done well for us in the short time he's been here, and I think he's had opportunities to make the difference.
Keep. Jarvis?
Yeah, keep. If we get him for 25 million, it's a
yes. I agree. It's got to be a low price. Yeah.
Big. Okay. Sorry, you have to move aside. We are running out of space. Ragnick, I'm sorry. We love you. You know you do. Amad Diallo has been doing a madness at Sunderland. He's almost voted for the Player of the Year there as well in the Premier League.
Loan for me.
Loan?
Yeah.
I think he will be benched.
I would.
Who is that? Sorry.
I would like to see him play, but I don't know who he will replace. So it will be probably better to loan him out for one more season.
He's been loaned so many times. Okay, 2 loans.
I want to see bench. I see bench at the least. Bench or keep, because at the end of the day, I think.
I also say bench.
Sunderland's highest scorer this season. And played some critical games. Got better as the season's gone on.
Would you not keep him at Sunderland if they get promoted?
If you get promoted, yes, because then you get Premier League experience just for one season. But I'd still like to see him pre-season with United,
guys,
just to see what he can do.
This is coming down to the VR. This is coming down to the
tricky one, isn't it, Ahmad? It's a tricky one.
VR. I put now, Ahmad. I would like you to come back because you've been on loan. You've been to Rangers, and now you've been doing madness in Sunderland. And I want you to come back and prove it in the team. I would like to be on the bench. But we have a split decision. We have 2 on loan and 2 on bench. So right now, I will put Ahmad there in the middle. He's sitting on the fence. So guys, I want you to. Stephanie Griffith is being active. Now I'm moving back to the Excel, so I'm away from the screen. Zidane Iqbal, brilliant player in the preseason. Hasn't seen much game time. Loan.
Yeah, loan.
Yeah, I think so. A good, strong loan for him would be really good.
100%.
Yeah, for me, it's like you either keep Savage or Iqbal. One of them, keep them in the squad and as the 5th or 6th midfielder. So I would like to keep Zidane.
I also would like to keep Zidane, to be honest. Bench for me. So we have another bench, another tire. Donny van de Beek. La 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 la. Poor Donny. We all love Donny. He's been Lady Fortuna has not been on his side with the scissor tackle and the knee injury. What do you think will happen with Donny van de Beek? Sell, keep, loan, give him another season. Watch your verdict.
Sell for me.
I'd keep him.
Keep him, and he needs a chance pre-season. No injuries. See what he can do.
Bench.
Yeah,
bench.
Yeah, bench. Okay. Donny is on the bench. La 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 la. Okay. Hannibal Iqbal, another loanee. Keep him on loan.
Yeah.
Loan. Hannibal. You're on loan. Kobe Maino. I love Kobe. He's still young. A loan for me. He needs experience. Loan.
Brighton. That'd be perfect for him.
Sorry?
Brighton.
Loan.
Perfect for him on loan.
Okay. Loan. We don't have much. Give him another season. Marcus Rashford, 100% keep, right?
Oh yeah.
Just give me 1 minute on that one, because this was our super chat. If I can get back all the way up there.
Yep. All the way.
Still looking.
So is that override now? Is that override?
It was sent a while ago. I'm just
yeah please.
Bit with me while I find it.
Sorry
Keep
for the
talking amongst
delay.
yourselves.
Sorry.
He said,
Talk-
no?
Talk amongst yourselves while I find it.
You can. What a horrible moderator you are. 10.
Got it.
John Johnson, Rashford sell. Oh, Jesus. That's overrided. This is override. Guys, we have to contra back from John Johnson.
There's nothing I can do.
John Johnson. So basically, Rashford goes on sale.
Is that the guy from Miami Vice?
John Johnson.
No, that's
No, that's Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
There's only one John Johnson. So, guys, right now, John Johnson threw Marcus Rashford in the sales bin. Come on. Help him get out of jail, please. We have to continue. Alejandro Garnacho.
Oh, he
ain't going nowhere.
Stay 100%. Yeah.
He's a keeper.
He's a keeper. Not a sweeper keeper. Jadon Sancho, your favorite, Phil. Your favorite.
For me. He goes. I'd sell him.
Stay.
You
I think
stay?
he needs. Yeah, I think he needs.
I can see the argument. Phil. I can.
Okay, what's the verdict?
I don't think he has the.
I think I'm losing this one.
mentality to play for our club. So.
I think I'm losing this one.
Before you get rid of him, I'm going to just quickly say, so his shot accuracy is 63% and Rashford's is 65%. His goal conversion is the highest this season of 32%. And his goals and assists is 8 for goals and assists, which is 5th.
Okay.
For the minutes he's had, so for me, he stays.
I can't see the argument, Phil. I can't see the argument, mate. I've got no issues. You know, for me, he's just not for me. That's all.
Okay, you Jeff, don't think with your hearts. Just think as you are Eric Ten Hag.
I'd sell him back to Dortmund.
Sancho. I like Sancho. I'm thinking the same. Like, this poor lad. Well, we bought him on. Ollie didn't even play him, right? Then we have Ollie out, and then we had Ragnick, and he's gone through so many things. I don't think we've seen the best of Sancho yet. I don't think he's been clearly integrated into.
Certainly agree with that. I certainly agree with that as well. Yeah.
Sancho keeps saying Stephanie. Okay, we don't see Stu Woolley's head. We see an S.
That's okay.
That stands for Stu as well.
They don't want to look at me. Trust me.
So what should we do with the broken Sancho? What should we do with the broken Sancho? What should we do with the broken Sancho next season? Holy. Okay,
bench.
Guys.
Call it a compromise.
Call it a compromise. Sancho, you are saved by the bench, by the previous misrepresentation of other managers. Anthony, we bought for 100 million. He ain't going nowhere.
No.
Sorry, Ragnick, you have to move aside. He's taking too much.
Can I just come back to Sancho? One quick thought.
Yeah.
Ten Hag, he has signed a lot of players, and most of those players has one attribute that's really recognizable. It's attitude. Martinez, he has a great attitude. Casemiro has a great attitude. Martinez, right back. Malacia. He's like a pit bull. And Eriksen, he's so stable. And what Ten Hag like and wants for the future is players with the right attitude. And for me, that's the biggest problem with Sancho. He produced some numbers, okay, and he has scored some goals and stuff like that. But for me, he don't. When the tackle comes, he jumps away. He never puts his body on the line. He's afraid to he has great technique, but sometimes okay. get
Yeah,
tackled.
but I'm
get a
critical
free
in
kick.
certain ways that I want to see more of Sancho. I want to see him take on more what he did at Dortmund as well. I have not seen that Sancho. Like, where is the Sancho? Where's my Sancho? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but you see when you
You
see
know that
Anthony,
you know
see
that
Anthony,
Britpop
he
song.
puffs
Where's
his
me
chest
jumper?
up and
Where's
just
me jumper? Where's me
goes on
jumper?
players who's way taller than him and bigger than him because he has the attitude. He wants to win, and that's Ferguson had the same. He had the Ince, he had Keane, he had Cantona, he had Bruce, Pallister. All
Yeah.
of those were like fighters. They
Yeah,
wanted
but we
to die on
cannot
the
we
pitch.
cannot babysit
Sancho
our
is not
players.
one
That's
of
the
those.
thing, like, and I love Sancho. I respect everything, but how long is a piece of string? That's the question, right? That's at the end of the day, I support the team, the club. I'm not a Players FC, never been, right? So you got to look at that way, right? So I agree that he's going to be benched, given another second chance, but I think this will be the last chance if it doesn't work out.
I agree. Yeah,
Mm.
I agree.
Sorry, Mick. Google this. I love Google this. He's the most active, writing long essays and comments, and I'm being dyslexic. I'm responding back. Google this. I'm dyslexic, but okay, I understand your point. Big up, mate. Let me go back to the comments. Guy, you're so active. What a fantastic community. 206 comments so far. Wow. Big up, big up. Right, guys. Drum roll. We are coming to the most debated player this season. Anthony Shoe, cheese strings, Martial.
So
the guy that wears gloves in the middle of May. What should we do with Anthony?
Egos for me. Sell him.
Egos.
Yep.
Sell.
He's got to go. He's just too injury prone, and it's a shame because he's
he's been given too many chances. I guess he's been on loans and everything. Yeah, we need
his shot accuracy this season is 1%. It's only 64%, and Rashford's is 65%. And his actual goal conversion is second highest in the squad, just behind Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
I've got all the stats. I'm scrolling through on Excel here, but that's what he's at. So, but unfortunately, his injuries just count him out all the time. So.
Yeah,
and
you agree, Stu? You're nodding. You're nodding. Yeah, sell.
Yeah,
everyone is saying sell. Everyone is anonymous.
Mick, and if we keep him, if we keep him to stay on the bench.
This is the comment of today. Sorry, read this. 50 million down the drain. Unironically. Yes, go on now, Jarvis.
So if you keep him on the bench, so what's going to happen? Because every time we have bought another striker, Martial seems to been moping on the bench, and he can't take competition well. So he should definitely be sold.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like you have one player called Mope. Mope, but true that, because at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say, like, even if he stays, right, and plays second fiddle, will he accept that? Because we've seen that previous seasons where we, when he thought he was the star boy, and we got Zlatan in, and then we got Ronaldo in, and he kind of soaked a bit and even cried out to go for a loan, and he went to Sevilla to prove himself, and that didn't work out either. So for me, 100% bye Martial, no buyback clause, but it's bye.
It's gotta go. Yeah.
Wedgie Horse goes to the bin. He's going anyway.
It's unsuccessful.
All right, Shola Shoratila, I think we haven't seen much. He needs to go on loan or sell. Because
do you know what? I'd sell him.
Yeah, he didn't quite make the grade.
No, I don't think he's gonna make it. He goes for me.
Anthony Langa, I know I'm Swedish. I love Anthony Langa, but he's not the gravy. There's so many players that comes out from the academy, but not everyone makes it. And
I think for me, Alanga alone, there's an opportunity.
I'm torn with Alanga. I'll go with a loan as well, Phil.
Yeah,
one season loan for him. See how he gets on.
Give him a loan.
The right squad.
The final Scandinavian Norwegian has decided, give him a loan. Guys, let us know in the comments. Facundo Palistri. I love Facundo. Want to see more. A loan for me.
Keep.
Yeah,
I want to see him play as a 10. It'd be brilliant.
I want to see him on the bench. So let's put him on the bench.
Yeah, put him on the bench. It'd be a great 10. Great 10.
He'd be a great 10. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to bring up Steph's comment. Martial has to be sold.
She's right.
Unless he scores winner versus City.
This fan base is so flip-flop, isn't it? And here's another one that the fan is going to turn the bellies around, flip-flopping. Although he's been proven innocent in the court of law, he's still a oh god,
too much nonsense needed.
Sell.
Bin goes in the bin.
Bin. Okay, that's equal to sell.
Yeah.
So there's no point of me. I'm being there. I put him there. Anyone else, you have to override it, and you know the rules, right? Yeah, we don't want to talk more about it, but at the end of the day, it's been such a draining saga, and I don't think Ten Hag needs anything more. And we have completed. My God, we have completed it.
I'll quickly go through some comments that we got earlier on before we got into this part of the show. So we've got John Johnson went in with his full list. Donny sell, sadly, Elanga sell, Bruno keep, Pelistri keep, Ahmad keep, Martial time up sell, Begos don't sign, Sancho keep, Anthony keep, Rashford vastly overrated, first player I'd sell. Thanks for that. And then moves on to De Gea sell, Wan-Bissaka keep, Dalot keep, Maguire sell, Lindelof keep as fourth choice, Martinez keep, future captain, Varane keep, Shaw keep, Malacia keep, McTominay sell, Fred sell, Eriksen keep. Google this said start Bruno, Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, Leake, Casa, Eriksen, Anthony, and Garnacho. Bench, Varane, Shaw, Lindelof, McTominay, which is interesting. He said bench, which is interesting. Pelistri and Ahmad. And last comment that I've starred is box offload, Lindelof, Maguire, by Jones, Twanzebe, and two new centre backs.
Kim Min-Yon. Yeah, I agree with
decent. I like him. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, apparently we are heavily linked with him. We are scouting. We're talking to
them.
58 mil, isn't it? Something like that.
58 million. Welcome, Kim Min-Young. We need a little bit of Korean, like
Oh, he's a good player. Very good
definitely.
Player. Very good.
Big up box. Sell glazes. This is the comment of the show. Sell glazes also 100%, mate.
Yeah,
Ayush. You always crack me up. And I think Ayush Gill is actually David Gill's son.
Come back, David.
Listen, we still have one player in the bin. It's in the sell list, and that is a star player, Marcus Rashford. Somebody with a super chat put him down into sell. So apparently, as it stands today, right now, there's nothing I know John Johnson went in to lock him in jail. He threw him in prison, throw away the keys, unless you guys unlock John Johnson's decision. Otherwise, we have to stick with this result.
He's talking about money, though, isn't he? I bet John is looking at the financial figure we could get for him, 100, maybe 120 million.
I think he's just causing trouble.
He probably is. One other thing I want to say about Vegas, I know we popped him in the bin, etc. Our chance creation since he's been out the team has gone way down.
Yeah, I completely agree. But the thing is, we tried to bring him back for the last game. To bring that back, and it just failed.
It didn't work.
It's not worked. I think the reason it didn't work was because what he was doing at the beginning of the season when he was playing, he was running through the middle, and allowing the wingers to get in on the back. But the wingers are so shattered now, can't get in. Right. It didn't work.
Yeah, you're spot on. That's exactly right. Yeah.
So, the way it stands now, right now, drum roll, we are keeping De Gea, Victor Lindelof, Martinez, Varane, Malacia, Diego Dalot, Luke Shaw, Alejandro Garnacho, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, Christian Eriksen, and Casemiro and Marcel Sabitzer as the first 11 team. We are benching definitely Heaton. That's basically, I didn't have Heaton's because Jack Butland is going away. We are benching Fred as a fringe player. We are still twisted on Ahmad. Guys, what should we do with Ahmad? This goes down to the VAR. He's stuck between bench or loan. So we need your votes there, please. Zidane Iqbal as well. Otherwise, we are benching Donny van de Beek, Jadon Sancho, and Facundo Palistri. I think also from a loan side, we have Hannibal Iqbal on loan, Kobe Mainu, and Anthony Elanga on loan. The ones we decided to sell is definitely Dean Henderson's going bye-bye. That's some money to be recuperated. I like Eric Bailey. He's a karate chopstick black stick. I love him. Harry Maguire's got to go, and Tuan Sibe's got to go. I remember fond memories of Tuan Sibe in PSG when he pin-pocketed that famous night. He had Mbappe on toast. He had his number. Alex Telles, not good enough. Brandon Williams, go. Scott McTominay, sell him to Newcastle. Rashford is there. I don't believe it. Damn it.
So he's added a little bit more comment as to why he gave that statement. He said Rashford's overrated, he's lazy and doesn't have enough to justify it like Ronaldo did. He lacks football IQ. He general plays abysmal and we'd only get 70 to 100 for him to reinvest.
I don't agree with John. I don't agree with you, John. But unfortunately, this is the rules. John, you know, I don't agree with you, but unfortunately, this is the rules. You're the donor here. So, yeah, Google this. I'm at bench, but also have lads need to think about the competition rules and the minimum of club trained players need to in the squad. Guys, help us what to do with
I think we're okay for that, though, aren't we? We're okay. We're well settled for that.
So where are we standing with Iqbal and they are sitting on the fence? They need to go bench alone.
Ahmad, for me, if Sunderland go through the playoffs, he stays at Sunderland for a year. I think it'd be great for him.
I want to put him on bench.
I'd be happy for him to go on the bench.
Okay. Can we have a final vote? Ahmad, bench, loan. Quickly.
Bench.
I say bench.
Bench.
2 bench.
Okay, bench.
Yay. Ahmad, you're lucky. You're saved. Bench. Zidane Iqbal. Bench
loan.
For me.
Loan for me.
Okay, loan. So there's keep one, sell one, because Ahmad is amazing. That's it. So Rashford, you're still in jail. Rashford, 1 more minute to go before we move on. Is Rashford not going to play next season, according to John Johnson, who was the Ten Hag, like, you know, the criminal court in Hague, put him in jail. My God. Henderson, 30 million, Bale 10, Maguire, 50, Tuanzebe 5. Oh, what happened to that? I was reading it.
Keep Rashford.
Yeah, that's a generation of 350 mil. Yeah, we need to be better on selling. We've been such a crappy club on buying and selling. We need to get him. And basically,
breaking news. We have a new super chat. It's just saved Rashford's life. I do not know who this could be.
One of our panelists. Who is that, Jarvis? I don't know. Tonight he's 10 Cocker, but now this is Jarvis Cocker. He donated. He saved.
Save him. Close the show.
Rashford is out of jail. Rashford, this is breaking news. I put him right up there. Rashford is out of jail. This, Stephanie Griffin, 10 Jarvis to the rescue. 100%, guys. So let's close this shop. Going once, going twice. Nobody else is coming.
Can I have one more say?
Yes.
Just one more say about De Gea. If we're going to keep De Gea, we will have another year of lack of sweeping, cross-claiming, and ball-playing abilities. So I don't like it, to be honest. If we had the chance, just buy Robert Sanchez. He's on the bench for Brighton, and another keeper, maybe the Milan keeper or the Porto keeper. There's a lot of great goalkeepers with the things that Ten Hag wants. So that's just my thoughts.
John Johnson. No, did he come back again?
Yeah, has he come back again? Yeah.
Oh my God. I should have closed the shop. I said going. I
told you to close it.
You kept. Oh, great. What a drama. Rashford goes back to the bin. All right, 10 seconds now. Going once, or should I increase? Twice. Third. Okay. How much time do I give? 1 more minute?
Well, you can edit the show tomorrow, so
John Johnson's.
We can reorder things. Thanks for that, John.
Thanks for the contribution, John Johnson. You've been amazing. All big up to all of you. But as it stands today, we need to close the shop because we need to move on. We need to move on. So basically, yeah, in a way, if John Johnson is saying that, if Qataris comes in, would you just accept that, sell Rashford and bring in Mbappe in that position?
2 people have said in the chat, though, that Ratcliffe's a preferred bidder. It's apparently come out tonight.
Yeah, I've just seen it.
I don't know.
From
But
where?
it did say it's from the sun, so we might as well.
Oh, in that case, then forget about that.
Nip it in the sun.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this. Call it spade a spade. It's absolutely. I've done a lot of podcasts about this. I've been working on this for the past 10, 11 months, doing all these things. So I just said I had my say. So it is just to basically sit and make
Martin
the
Lipton, is it?
No,
Martin Lipton.
it's very bit bio. Yeah. Well, okay. We see.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
we'll see
anything can
out.
happen. Anything
Yeah.
can happen. There might be a fast turnaround, but anything can happen. It's like a transfer window. It ain't over to the fat lady sings like in opera. Guys, we have to close this shop. So it looks like the judge overruled and put him back to Hague again. So listen, going once, going twice. Thank you. Closed. Boom. Fortunately, Rashford will be sold. I can sort of agree if we sell Rashford, if we get the Qatari owners or somebody with deep pockets, if we buy likes of Mbappe, he goes on Rashford's spot. That's the only way I see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we've been overruled, but from my own personal opinion, I think with Rashford, we should most definitely keep him. He's by far his best season.
Yeah,
He's overrun.
I know.
It
It breaks my heart. I you know how the rules is. I set the precedents. I set the rules. John Johnson win. So let's just call it a quits. We know what we want, but at the end of the day, it's the real Ten Hag that decides.
Yeah,
guys. Listen, we have one final piece, and thank you so much for all of you that have been contributing. You're a great community. Thank you for coming back. We have grown massively together with you. We just hit 11,200 something subscribers. And Phil Standish doesn't really know. He's been away, and he came back and said, "What's going on here, Mick?" Right. So that's the big thing. We have one more thing to discuss, and we have a game on Saturday. 100% against Wolves. So quickly, Jarvis Cocker 11. He's done that. So let's look at the predicted starting 11. So as tradition, since Phil has been away, our Jarvis Cocker has been acting team selector. And we call this Jarvis Cocker 11 in a way. As you can see now, if you can't see it because of the graphics, maybe I could do it differently. How's this? No, we cannot see this either.
No,
so
we could see it well enough before. That's it.
You could see it. I can also solo this, so you can see how he selected it. No, you cannot. Anyway, so Jarvis Cocker has selected his quickly starting 11 against Wolves that we are playing on Saturday at Old Trafford. It's a must-win game, and I'm very confident because we haven't lost at Old Trafford for I don't know, what is it? How many games since December, November? So we're unbeaten in Old Trafford. He's definitely going. He's gone with David De Gea in goal, which I like because he's been giving stick.
But anyway, for now,
has to be. You cannot chop and change with like 4 games to play. He's gone with Daigo, Dalot, Shaw, Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka. Hasn't changed. Jarvis, give us your thoughts and logic and reasoning behind your back 4 selection.
Yeah, well, it's not rocket science at the end of the season. We need to win, so we need to put out the strongest 11. As I see it now, I don't see we have much alternatives. Maybe Dalot and Malaysia. That's the only one I can see, and maybe Sabitzer can get a spot in the midfield, one of those 3. But at the moment, this is our strongest 11, and we need to win.
Yeah, Stu, do you agree with that?
I would Dalot out for me. Sure, add at left back and bring Maguire in. They're not pacey up top, Wolves. I think he'll probably start with Godolpher and Costa. Diego Costa.
Good shout. They are like definitely not a
they're not pacey. Yeah, they're I would bring in Maguire, and I think we'll need heading ability, and I think Maguire offers us that. That's the only changes I would make, and that's the only reason I would make it.
Good shout.
I understand Jarvis is a team. I get it, but that's what I would do if I was Eric.
10 Standish. What do you reckon? What's your thoughts and
Call me out
feelings?
with that a bit, Stu. But I mean, I think for myself, I think the actual defence themselves, they've been playing well. They've not really made any mistakes. Obviously, Shaw with the handball at the very end. We've seen Lindelof.
It happens, I've done it. That happens.
Exactly. But apart from that, we're playing well. The only thing that I would have changed would have been Malacia from left back to Dello, which we've already seen Jarvis Put. So I think I would agree with it. But I know what you're saying about Maguire, but I just think his time's done, unfortunately.
Right. Cool. I kind of agree. First, when I saw Jarvis's 11, sorry, not 11. Well, yeah, actually, when I saw the first 11, and I looked at the back line and said, yeah, makes sense. Don't change it. But when I listened to Stu, 100%, they're not that pacey. They are pretty much like park the bus team. They're coming to Old Trafford. They're not going to attack us that much. Maybe the set pieces. They're always a threat on set pieces, so we need the aerial aerial presence. So yeah, maybe this is a game for the fridge. Yeah, and put Luke Shaw back to his natural position, and yeah, but definitely have one Bissaka there as well. Yeah, midfield we cannot see, but wow, I will do this. Can we see this? No, we cannot see this. I have to remove this frame, guys. Yeah, let me just remove the frame, the banner frame. Bear with us. Bear with us. I will hide this frame. Cool.
That's done it.
Better. Away with the branding. So, Cocky has gone with Ericsson, Casemiro, Bruno.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep, 100%. Yeah,
100%. Cool.
Yeah,
because we need both playing.
We can fit Sabitzer in there.
You're the one that picked this 11. Why don't you tell me?
Yeah.
Right.
Ericsson has been looking a little bit tired.
He's been looking leggy. He has, but I think you couldn't go with anything else. You've got to run with those when they're available. You've got to run with those three.
Right. Cool.
You could swap Ericsson for Sabitzer, but I think Sabitzer plays a little bit too. Well, saying that, he scored those goals, didn't he? So I think Ericsson's just come back from his injury a bit too quick because Casa was out and we needed him. And I think he is, obviously his age and what's happened in the past, I think he is shattered. I think half of it are absolutely wrecked. So if there is an opportunity to rest him and bring him on, maybe as Wolves get tight, we can play that through ball. Maybe not start with Ericsson. I don't know.
But Cocky, you all right with this?
Yeah, I'm all right with this. This is
you're the one that picked
my 11. So but we have we have had a week's rest, so maybe this will work.
Yeah, we had a rest as well. A rest.
Actually, the argument for Sabitzer, actually, the more I think about it, because I would put Sabitzer against Neves. Yeah, actually, thinking about it, that's a good call.
Good call. Good shout.
That's a really good call. That is. So yeah,
Sabitzer against Neves.
Yeah, I think that's a good call, that Phil.
So, who would you see the biggest threat is? Is that definitely Ruben Neves there in the midfield?
He just plays well against us all the time, doesn't he?
Always plays well against us.
He does.
He
wants to get into our team. That's what I'm saying.
Player. He's a good player.
I would have him. I will go for him if
he wants to cut his hair, mind you. But apart from that, he's a good player.
You mean get rid of the man bum?
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it?
Well, I'm growing one. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I got a curly hair, so it's not easy. Anyway, Cocky 11, we all agree. Guys, let us know in the comments, in the chat. Do you agree what the Cocky has designed? He cooked up a storm. In terms of his attacking line, he has gone with Rashford on the left, Martial, who wears gloves in the middle of May, and Anthony on the right. Jarvis, explain. Take it away. Yeah. Why?
The only thing I was thinking about, maybe it's time to maybe bench Rashford and give him some minutes on the bench because he looks, I don't know what's going on with him because
he looks leggy or tired, or
he's not in form. He's and he's taking up a lot of space. When he's on the field, he's always trying to do the extra special things, but he should just go back to basic. But maybe a trip on the bench will humiliate. What do you call it? Not humiliate.
Humiliate.
What do you mean a trip on the bench? You mean a trip to Bahamas? Probably better for rest.
Yeah, he will
Eventually,
more
they will go on
humble.
rest.
Humble was the word I was looking
Yeah.
for. So
Stephanie Griffith,
maybe-
no need to stack that midfield, and Rashford hopefully gets his scoring and boots back and does well, usually versus Wolves. Yeah, you're on that. I really hope that Martial also finds his scoring boots against Wolves, as he usually do. Box says Rashford does look mentally tired, reverting back to old ways. Yeah, it is this, like, coming to the end. It's the end of the road as we know it. Cool. All right, so we're all fine with that. Martial on top. Hopefully, he doesn't
torn.
look.
I'm torn.
I'm torn. But I
I'm
don't.
torn.
I don't see Weghorst there. I see Martial. I see him. All right. I
I
see you,
don't-
Anthony.
Look, I don't see Weghorst starting, but I would. I think he can. I think he can really stretch Kilman. I
Yeah.
like Kilman, by the way. I think Kilman's great. But you haven't got the Cody Kilman partnership anymore, have you? You know, Connor Cody, when he was playing alongside Max Kilman,
brilliant.
he was coaching him on field, and Kilman knew what to do. And he's a bit beside himself. I reckon Weghorst could drag him. I really do. But
Right.
I'm sorry, but he will go with Martial. Just
Fantastic.
I agree with
All
that.
right. Everyone agrees. Everyone
Quick-
agrees.
Quick twist as a potential option, and Rashford left, Sancho up front.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? We all agree. VR room, let us know your thoughts and feelings. Are we agreeing? We really need the others up front to pick up the slack. Rashford, Bruno have really done all the heavy lifting this season. 100%. 100%. Those two has been doing most of the heavy lifting, especially Bruno Fernandes, when actually the injury of Van de Beek. And, Van de Beek was supposed to do the rotational work with Bruno. You know what happened, and then we had to get Sabitzer. Sabitzer to me has been a very good loan, and I would like to see Sabitzer to give another season or buy him for 25 million euros. 100% good player, 100%. So that kind of completes the cocky 11, and I'm going to take back the branded frame wherever you are, which is called the Bold Ten Hag frame. Guys, thank you so much for contributing. It's been a sheer pleasure. We have one last piece left, and that is score prediction. This is what we like to talk about. So it's been a fantastic podcast. We're almost going for 2 hours, and I want to keep it that way. But guys, I keep it back to you. Score prediction. We're playing at home. Wolves are coming. Pragmatic. They're going to park the bus. Stu, you're the debutant here. Stu 10.
We are going to win this game 2-1. But
2-1.
But Mr.
No
Neves,
16th clean sheet for De Gea.
No, Mr. Neves is going to pop one in from 25
he always
yards.
does.
And we're going to go 1-0 down, and I think we're going to win it in the last 10 minutes. And
like we always do. Like we always do. Always in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think Anthony will score, and I'm going for Bruno, Anthony and Bruno. But I think
we don't talk about Bruno.
I think we'll concede because when does he never score against us? Good old Neves. So 2-1 win.
2-1 win. All right. I'm going for Jarvis.
Yeah, Wolves' defense haven't looked great this year. As you mentioned, Connor Cody has been missing. So I think we will score more than 2 goals, but Wolves will also score. So my prediction is 3-2 United.
3-2 to United. You reckon that's the Ruby Classic here?
No, it's the 3-1. That's the Ruby Classic.
No, but no, 3-1 is Manchester United. It's Ruby special, right? Ruby special. Phil Jones. Phil Jones. Sorry, man. Sorry for calling me Phil Jones. 10 Standish. It's a Ruby Classic. Oh yeah, come on, my friend. Don't be like that. Let us know your thoughts and feelings. Do you agree on 3-1, or what is your initial score prediction, my friend?
I am going to go with my classic. I was going to go 2-0, until I heard Stu's comments about Neves, about him always scoring it, and he's right, he does. But is he going to score this time? You know, I mean, they've had some recent results. Wolves were they beat Villa 1-0, but they lost 6-0 to Brighton the week before that. Beat Palace 2-0 the week before that. Lost 2-1 to Wolves the week before that. So they're up and down. But they are conceding goals, but they haven't conceded in their last in their last one against Villa, which is obviously a tough side to come up against. But I'm still going to go with 3-1 United.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. Well, let's see what the panel is saying. Right? Let's
so Steph,
take over the chat room. I'm looking for something here.
Yeah,
so...
Steph, I couldn't go with a 1-0 90th minute. I'd take it, but I couldn't go with it. My nerves wouldn't take it. John Johnson saying 2-0. Box saying that I'd take a 1-0 winner from Wan-Bissaka. I'd take it from anybody. Steph, speak to the hand. Thank you for that. And John Johnson, Box, I agree. And that was take a 1-0 winner from Wan-Bissaka. So they're all the comments on the actual results.
There are. So goals. Some saying 3-1, some saying pragmatic 2-1. Ideally, I can see what Stu is saying, that Ruben Neves, he has a number every time it comes to Old Trafford. He seems to have his long-range shooting boots, you know. So, guys, this has been a fantastic, cracking show. I am super gassed, super happy in the midst of everything, in the midst of all the takeover, to actually have some therapy session to, you know, just go back in timeline to sort of reflect on Eric Ten Hag and break it down and, you know, basically giving back to you what would you done differently, like from an educational purpose. And then what we've done is kind of applying that application, sell or keep. And it's been brilliant for you as a VR to be involved as well. I hope we learned your lesson, but still, Rashford is in the bin. Rashford is in jail. He's stuck in Hague. It's war criminal, tribunal, Ten Hag, Hague. You know the concept. And thank you for all the nice super chats and contribution. You've been amazing as usual. Thanks for coming. Look, it's only like Mental United. It's only 4 games left to play, plus another final. Don't give up. As there's a song called, I don't remember the band, but it's called Don't Give Up, You Got the Music in You. Who sings that song? It's a Britpop. Anyway, Jarvis pulled off a great escape. He did. You know, Shawshank Redemption. Brilliant. Phil, it's so good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you on the podcast for 1 month. It's great to see Phil back. Everyone smash a like for Phil.
It's been brilliant. Thank you so much. Can I just thank everybody, because this is a 2-hour show and we're all sat here chatting, so it's easier for us. We could probably talk for 3, 4, 5 hours, I guess, when you have a love for football.
Yeah,
but
for
everyone,
still one vote to go.
Most people in this chat have stayed with us for the full 2 hours, and just thank you so much, because without you, we couldn't have the show the way we've had it. So thank you, everybody.
But before we go, we have one more vote. All right, people, get ready. You have to vote for the best 10. All right, going 1, Jarvis Ten Hag.
Obviously, I'm not happy by losing to West Ham, but the players need to go with the principles and start winning. Where's Ghost?
Do you see the resemblance? What a difference! Like,
I think that's a 10.
Yeah. Do the teeth again.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not happy.
Big up, guys! Give a vote, and I'm going for 10 Standish.
4 games left. That's it. 4 games. Okay. 4 games. That's it. Get out there. Bruno give you the ball. You score. Simple.
You do. Don't give the ball to Standish. Big up for you, man. Big up.
That's a 10 as well.
I had about a minute to. There you go. Thanks for that. Take that,
10,
Jamie. I mean, that's just for the appearance of it, not the actual voice.
We don't have we don't have this Stu Ten Hag here. Yeah.
Sorry, apologies.
But that's okay. We just actually, he's the fake Stu, right? So basically, the real Ten Hag, the real 10 Stu. You know, this guy, he went to Turkey to have his hair transplanted. So he's no longer bald. You can see that he's cheating, right? So yeah,
Exactly.
big up. But you can still vote for him as a debutant. You've done a fantastic job. Thank you, Stu, for coming in and breaking down everything, for sharing your knowledge, for sharing your thoughts and feelings. You're clearly a gentleman full of footballing knowledge, and we are so happy to hear your say.
Very late post just on the De Gea conversation. Sorry, just dropped into the chat now. Yeah, like they came and got rid of some of the. Well, I mean, Carriers we can't compare to Joe Hart, but yeah. But I know what you're saying. Absolutely.
All right, so finally you have to vote for the skipper of the show, and God bless me.
If I was Eric, I will not look the cow in the ass, because if I look the cow in the ass, this team is bullshit. To be honest, yeah, a total revamp of the squad needed. Okay, I am the gaffer, and I make the fucking rules. That's it.
I'm sorry, I look like Pep Guardiola there for fucking hell. Don't look at this. I look like. What's the score on the gaffer here? Please be merciful on me. I'm sorry for swearing as well. I did my best impression. No votes for me. No love for me. All right, we're not going to look at cow in the ass. It's been a long show, but I'm expecting some votes. You can send it in mail as well, post-match reaction as well. Guys, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for having us to entertain you. It's been a brilliant show. What the Standish is. Yeah, Jarvis, make a very close second. Oh, Stephanie, you can be the judge here. Mad, Ten Hag, I can feel your. Okay, who's going to win here? Who is going to
I've just won. Steph just give me the deciding vote. Close the show. Okay. Close the show.
Right. We have. This has been a cracking thriller. We have Marcus Rashford in jail, and Phil Standish won it. So here's the winner. Here's
4 games left. That's it. 4 games. Okay. 4 games. That's it. Get out there. Bruno give you the ball. You score. Simple.
That is the words of wisdom, people. That is absolutely a bang on. 4 games. Give the ball to Bruno. Bruno will score. Yeah. Stewie, thank you so much for coming aboard. You already mentioned where people can find you. You're on the Weekly Armchair Podcast. Your Twitter handle is there.
Yeah, just to say, thanks very much for asking me. I had a great time. And
please come back.
No, I'd love to. Jarvis has been a keen supporter of me, really, which I really appreciate. And thanks for everybody. I kind of echo Phil, really. 2 hours is a long time to be listening and interacting with 4 guys just chatting football. So thanks ever so much. And I would love to come back. Absolutely.
Listen, Jarvis has been a fantastic scout, I must say. Personal term is not an issue. Please come back. Please play for the team. And all of you, welcome back as well. You've been super troopers. We would not be here without you. 100%, 100%. Jarvis Cocker, big up, big up. Please, where can they find you, Jarvis? Unless you're not here.
Yeah, you can find me on this channel, but I sometimes go on the Therapy Army with Nuruddin and Mr. Structure.
Jarvis. Hang on, sorry.
Yeah. You can find me on the Therapy Army with Mr. Structure. So and I'm sometimes do a show on Weekly Armchair Sport with Stu when I can.
I come on Mr. Structure sometimes as well. Standish, it's been a long time coming, but you are back. You are back.
Down here, that's where it can be found, or down here, wherever it appears when it goes live. So yeah, down there, that's where I am.
This is a church. This is a church.
Man United agenda. When I'm actually on social media.
Yeah, guys, this is a church. I always say, welcome back. This is a church. This is where we heal our hurts when we lose, win, draw, rain, sunshine. We're here in all weathers, and you have been amazing. Thank you. We will give you back the evening. It is late where I'm sitting. It's 0:39 in Scandinavia. Where you guys are sitting, you'll have 1 hour to catch up on us. But guys, wherever you sit in the world, have a blessed evening, and we look forward to see you on Saturday as we play. We will do the traditional lineup, which is we go live approximately 15 minutes before the break of lineup. We talk about strategy, we break the lineup, and then we kind of look at how we're going to play and the score prediction, and we do the post-match reaction show as well. And hopefully we will enjoy a victory. Guys, thank you for being so beautiful. Stay beautiful. This has been Mick Ruby. Jesus Christ. Phil Jones, Phil Standish, 10 Phil, 10 Stu. There's 10 of us here, 10 Jarvis. Guys, thank you for an amazing show. Stay nice to each other. Be nice to each other in socials. Hug your family. Be beautiful and be patient. Sales is coming. Glazes out. 100%. Big up for all of you. Cheers. Bye. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.